Hello. Tonight our lesson is on the order of operations, PEMDAS, Part 3. Alright, so let's start through the order of operations, starting with P for parentheses. Well, there are none in this expression, so now let's go to exponents. Okay, there is one exponent. We have 2 squared, so we'll do that first. That equals 4. Next, we're looking for multiplication or division, whatever comes first, left to right. So we have multiplication, 4 times 5, and then division, 20 divided by 10, which would be 2. All right, and then we have a plus negative 2. So let's bring down everything. All right, I'm just going to bring this down a little further. We got 4 plus 2 plus negative 2. Okay, that's what we have left after we've done the other 3 operations. So now we just have addition. So 4 plus 2 is 6, and then 6 plus a negative 2, well, that puts us back to 4. Actually, you may notice that those two numbers together cancel each other out. A 2 plus a negative 2 is 0. So our final answer for our first example is 4. Okay, example number 2. Start with parentheses. All right, we have 2 of them. So when we solve inside parentheses, or simplify and solve inside parentheses, we still follow order of operations. So look at this first parenthesis. What would come first? Would it be 8 plus 6 or 6 times 2? Well, if you said 6 times 2, you're right, because multiplication comes before addition. So 6 times 2 is 12, and then we're going to add the 8. So that parenthesis is going to simplify to equal 20. Bring down the minus sign. Okay, the other parenthesis, what would you do first? 12 divided by 2 or 2 times 3? If you said 12 divided by 2, you're right, because multiplication and division both have equal priority, so whatever comes first. So 12 divided by 2 is 6, and then 6 times 3, that equals 18. All right, so this example then is going to be 20 minus 18, which of course equals 2. Now, at any point further on, if you wish to just pause the video and do it yourself, then you can restart it to check your answer. Okay, example 3. Go ahead and copy it down. Now, if you feel confident, go ahead and pause the video, then restart to check and see how you did. If you're still a little shaky and not sure exactly if you're not doing so well, then you can go ahead and continue watching. So pause the video now if you don't want to hear the answers. Okay, now for those of you who didn't pause the video, the first thing we're going to do is the parenthesis. And inside the parenthesis we have a division and a multiplication. What would you do first? That's right, you do division. 6 divided by 2, that's 3. And then 3 times 4, that's going to simplify to make 12 in that parenthesis. Bring down the plus sign. Now we have an exponent, E exponents. There is one, 4 squared, so that's 4 times 4, so that would be 16. Okay, and now we have divided by 8. So what would you do next? Add or divide? Well, if you said divide, you're correct. 16 divided by 8, that would be 2. And then finally, we're going to add the two numbers together, so the answer is 14. All right, go ahead and copy the problem. Everybody pause the video. Then work through it and see how you did after you're done. Welcome back from pausing the video. We're going to start with the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, we're going to multiply first, 3 times 2, and then we're going to subtract. So 8 minus 6 is 2. Bring down the plus, the 5 squared, and the 10 times 4. All right, next we're going to do the exponent. So 5 squared, that's 25. And next we have multiplication or division. Here's a multiplication, 10 times 4. All right, so what would I do next? Would I subtract or add? Well, if you subtract, you're right, because addition and subtraction have equal priority. So do whatever comes first. 40 minus 25, that's 15, and then 15 plus 2, the answer is 17. So how'd you do on that one? Okay, let's try this one. All right, copy the problem down, then pause the video. Welcome back from pausing the video. Let's go ahead and start with the parenthesis. What would you do first? 20 divided by 4 or 4 times 5? That's right, 20 divided by 4. Then you'd go 5 times 5. So the parenthesis simplifies to make 25. Next, we have an exponent, 5 squared. Okay, we've seen that before. That's 25. And maybe you'll notice that 25 minus 25 is going to be 0 right there. Okay, but you could go left to right and go 40 plus 25 is 65, and then 65 minus 25 puts you back to 40. Or you can just do what I did there. Notice that 25 minus 25, that would be a 0. So 40 is our final answer. So how'd you do? All right, here's a little self-quiz. Copy the problems down and pause your video, then restart to check your answer. Welcome back from pausing the videos. Alrighty, number 1. We don't have a parenthesis, but we do have an exponent. 3 squared, so that would equal 9. And then going left to right, we have 4 times 5, no, 5 times 8, excuse me. And then after that, I'm going to divide by 4. So 5 times 8 is 40. And then 40 divided by 4, that would be 10. So all of this right here is going to simplify to be 10. Okay, and then I have this minus sign, so it's minus 9, and then 4 plus. Okay, this is kind of a mess. I apologize for that. Let me go ahead and just rewrite everything down here a little bit. So 4 plus all of this right here simplified to make 10, and then we have a minus 9. So then we go 4 plus 10 is 14, minus 9 equals 5. All right, so the answer to number 1 was 5. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and erase this so it's out of our way. Now let's do number 2. All right, we have one giant parenthesis and there's an exponent on the outside. So inside the parenthesis, we would do 10 times 2 first, then 3 times 5 next, then we subtract them, so that would equal 5, and then we'd apply the exponent. 5 squared is 25. Okay, so how'd you do on that? Okay, that's all for tonight. Remember, read some books.